Good morning. It's Wednesday morning. Heading out to work. Gonna get the Mazak running. Gonna get up to stands, hopefully running. So shooting for a productive day today. Joey's already got the water jet running, so should be good to go. So one thing that happens on Wednesday mornings is we have this dumpster, which is a trash dumpster, and this one is a cardboard dumpster. Well, every Wednesday morning at 3 a.m. they come and pick up this cardboard dumpster. My bedroom window is right there. So, and I'm a light sleeper. Ashley sleeps right through it. Me? No. So, yeah, big freaking garbage truck backing up with backup beepers and hoisting that thing into to empty it. So every Wednesday morning, 3 a.m. Might have to have a chat with the waste management people and see if I can get that changed, because it's brutal. Anyways, here we are. We're at work. Let's see what we can get done. Well, promised to show the good, the bad, and the ugly and be fully transparent. So this is a little bit both bad and ugly. Just bumped this lathe, and I know why now, but so if you take a look here, see this tool is now toast, and I got into my jaws a bit. It's not, I don't think it's bad. I stopped it soon enough to avoid any serious damage other than this tool's toast, which I have a replacement for that. So hopefully no harm, no foul. I'll jump in here, I'll indicate some of this stuff, make sure everything's still square, but I think we're okay. Just stupid, and I'm not real sure why this line of code is in here, this minus 2.0651. So what it does, it's coming down, it's roughing across the profile, and then this GO line, it's picking up in X, and it should be done. You can see I roughed to minus 1.3747, picks up an X to clear it rapids, and then for some reason it wants to rapid further towards the chuck. I have no idea why that's in there. So I'm gonna go look in Fusion and see if that is in Fusion. Obviously, you know, I didn't put that in there. So anyways, that's the problem. I at least know what happened, and I think we're good to go here, luckily. So like I said, I'll have to clean these jaws up a little bit, which is no big deal. Change this tool out, also no big deal, although it's an expensive tool, but whatever. Could have been worse, so see what happens now. Good old Fusion. So you can see it was right here in Fusion, comes across, roughs, picks up, and then rapids this way before it clears. Something I should have caught looking at it, but I'm not entirely sure why it chose to do that. Back mode, retract Z, safe Z. Let's just try to regenerate. I have no idea why it's doing that. Come on back. So that's all correct. That's all correct. Approach Z. So retract Z is set to safe Z, which I'm guessing is for some reason my safe Z is my stock front minus 2.00315. Definitely something I would type in there. Not. So if I change that to, let's change it to 0, to stock front. Now if I go in here, there, now it's fixed. So whatever that safe C was in there, I don't know why it was in there, but that was the problem. So now it should be good. I'll repost the code, go clean up the machine, and run it again. Okay, so checked everything out. We're all good. So it's still in line. Ran an indicator. Everything's good. Like I said, I didn't hit it hard. I was standing right here. I had everything, I had the rapids and everything turned way down. So didn't hit hard. I refaced my jaws just to clean those up a little bit. Here's the new tool that I have loaded in here. So what I'm doing now is I need to tell the machine where this new tool is. So the way you do that is you come in here and you touch these little pads. There's a little pad on each side. So I need to touch it off in the D direction. This is what I'm doing now. I'm here. Check. I hit full set measure. Pull 1 gets highlighted. And I just press and hold this button in until it comes and touches and it'll beep. Okay, run it back out. Now it knows where it is in the V direction. Take it out. Now I need to touch the little pad back side here. In the X direction. Same deal. Hit full set measure. Highlights. So what I'm doing is I'm updating these full offsets here. Press and hold. I can hit measure unit off. Everything flips back up. I fixed my program. Now I'm ready to dry run this thing again. Hopefully no more boo-boos. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I just finished proving out the rest of this program here. No more incidents, so it should be good to go. Typically what I do is I run the first one out of brass. It lets me run it without coolant on so I can see. Fix any major program issues if there are any. And then I'll go ahead and run them out of stainless where I have to use the coolant. So I'm going to go ahead, run this thing out of brass. First thing it should do is I come and I use this tool as a bump stop. So what I do now is I come and I bump this off here. Typically I'll have a bump stop in here, but we ran out of tool positions. So I had to use the face of this drill essentially to set my bump stop, and I'll use this whenever I pull the material out too. Some people will use a part off tool, which is fine. I just chose to use this because it lets me stay off center a little bit in case there's a little tit left on here. I'm not getting, you know, a bad pull and staying off center with this guy. So, all right, we'll see how it goes. All right, so when I went to run the brass, as soon as this started to drill, I could see the drill tip walk a little bit, which tells me this is probably not on center. We have some standard X values that we set for our drills, but something might just be a little bit off with this. So what I'm doing now is I have my coaxial indicator. It's in the chuck, and what you do is, if I have enough hands to hold this thing, you indicate. I usually just do the shank. It's probably better to do the tip out here, but on a drill tip you only have 2 points. It's kind of weird. So usually the shank gets you close enough, and you can see this actually does have about 10th hour run out in the shank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust my X offset to take that out, and then this should start to drill on center and avoid any headaches in the future. So fix that, and then we're going to run some brass maybe. Alright, so finished up the brass one. Everything looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and run one in stainless, see what I get. I'm sure I'll have to adjust some feeds and speeds to work with some surface finishes, but other than that, looks pretty good. I checked the overall length, it's good. Diameters are good, so we shall see. Alright, so these are up and running, looking pretty good. Joey's keeping this running while he keeps the water jet running. You can see this one, I think, is finished, so I don't have it part all the way off. I have it part most of the way off, that way it's not falling in the chip bin. Yep, so these look good. Like I said, we only have to make like 12 of these, so this shouldn't take too long. What I've done since we left off here is Piper's chewing on some wood. Get it, Joey. Come on, Joey, get it off of her. She's like, I'm out. Anyways, what I've done is I'm setting up on cutting soft jaws for our modular razor stands. So I have the program done, have it loaded. What I need to do now is I need to probe and find center here. We're gonna rip some of this material away to set up on op 2 of our stands. So get that going. So we're machining our soft jaws here. Hey, Piper. Pretty good after the first tool ran here, so now I'm going to run a chamfer tool and then do a little bit of engraving so I know what these jaws are and how exactly to locate the part. So yeah, everything, maybe I left a little bit of a cusp there. Yep, I did, so I'll have to come back and fix that. Okay. Alright, so everything looks good. Got some nice engraving on there. It says modular razor stand, fixed center jaw. Locate part against this side. It says that on each station. So what's going to happen is these guys will get loaded in here. And you want to, so you don't really want to cut the profile right to size here, because if this runs a little bit big, or you cut this a little bit small, then your part's not going to fit. So you always want to kind of locate against the same side. So these are going to get pushed up against here and to the back. So that's why it says locate part against this side, right? You don't want to pull it to the front. Everything wants to locate against the back. And then we'll run 2 at a time. So then this guy will be mirrored here towards the back. And then I'll get my movable jaws on here, and all they're gonna do is push right up against this guy. Should be good to go, but engraving turned out good. I like to engrave these just because, you know, 2 years from now I might forget, or it helps, you know, process reliability if I'm not running these or someone else is running them. So all that looks pretty good, and we're gonna keep plugging away. All right, so jaws are cut. Program's done for op 2 in the stands. Work offsets are found. I just probed it. Program's loaded, so we're gonna go ahead and run one of these. This first one's scrap. It had some blend issues. It was the first one off op 1, so it's always better to prove out on an already scrap piece just in case you make a mistake. But, and then Joey's over here watching the big dog bones run. So these are alright, this one's almost done, so I'll show you what they look like here in a second. Let's see. Oh, it looks like we got it. That's it. Pop it open. Looks good. Nice and warm in here. This is just a bigger size of the same parts we were cutting yesterday. So Joey proved these out today. Everything's going pretty well. 600 of these to make, and we already made 600 of the small ones. Alright, so I just finished up op 2, and it looks pretty good. I might be off a little bit on my Y offset. The chamfers look like they're maybe shifted a little bit that way. I'll check that out once I pull it out, but yeah, other than that, looks good. Yeah, so it looks really good. My Y offset is maybe off a couple thou, so I'm going to move it minus 2 thou. This bottom chamfer is a little bit bigger than the top one, but it's really hard to even tell by eye. So everything else looks good. So there it is. Finally, they're back. Okay, so I just fired up the what should be a good stand. It was good off op 1, so I made some small adjustments. Op 2 should be good, so it's the first good stand. I'm gonna let it run for a little bit. I'm gonna go and eat dinner, and boys have soccer camp again, so I'm gonna grab some dinner before camp. I'm out of here. Right. I'm gonna leave all this stuff on. This is gonna run, and I'll be shut off later. But I gotta go to soccer camp, but I won't be here now. I'll just shut off when I get back. Alright, cool. I'm gonna shut up off 2 on this one. Let Nathan on those probably. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Here's these dog bones, the small ones after they get tumbled. They actually look pretty good. We tumbled these for 4 hours, but they look good. So. All right, well, I'm gonna head inside, get some food. I'll check on that later, check back in with you, and then I'll reveal what that top secret little slot is for. Get a little post about it on Instagram, like the new slot on the stand, so I'll show everyone what that's for. It's actually pretty slick, I think. So, all right, I'll check back in here in a bit. Well, that's about all I have for you tonight. Stands on all 2 are looking good. We had soccer again tonight. That went well. So, yeah, I'm just finishing up here in the shop. I'm going to head inside and have another adult beverage. So, I'll chat with you guys tomorrow.